Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming and back to the ongoing series I jump into all the time of games I bought in a PlayStation Store sale. This one's a bit different because it's a game I bought very recently. I actually bought it yesterday in a PlayStation Store sale. It's called Remnant from the Ashes. It's a game that I've looked at quite a lot of times. I first noticed it from YouTube videos quite a while ago, and I've looked at it in sales often, but it's never been cheap enough for me to kind of think I want to get it, being it's a game I'm not sure I'd enjoy. But recently it was in a sale for £8, and that's including 2 DLCs, so I thought that was okay. Most games I buy in PlayStation Store sales come into 2 categories. There are games that I've seen mentioned somewhere, whether it's YouTube or somewhere else, or something on Steam, and I think that sounds interesting and I'll look out for it. Or there's games that I see in a sale that I've never heard of and I'll buy. And the games out of those 2 types that I end up enjoying, are about a split between the 2. So it's 50-50. So these games I think I like and I buy, and I just don't like at all, or I just can't get into. And these games that I've never heard of that I buy that are fantastic. Watch Dogs Legion is the most obvious one I can think of, because I'd never heard of that game when I bought it. So I bought this game. It's a game that I was hesitant about for the reason that in lots of the descriptions for the game it mentioned Souls-like, and I think that those kind of games are going to be just difficult for me, because I'm not a quick moving, quick thinking, quick acting melee kill bosses kind of person. I can do it. I've killed bosses in Watch Dogs Legion, I've killed bosses in Cyberpunk, I've killed bosses in Dragon Age Inquisition and Kingdoms of Amalur and things like that, but that kind of very difficult game like that isn't really my thing. Difficult bits of games maybe is okay, but not difficult games like that, and so I thought maybe it wouldn't be my thing. But coming into it, and I've just gone through kind of a tutorial bit where I had to get to this. I was washed up on a beach. That seems to happen in loads and loads of games. I was brought to this facility, which is called, I think it's called Ward 13. It's obviously some disused factory. And I had to go, and as you always do when you meet new people in any kind of RPG or ARPG game, you have to do something for them before they help you. So I had to go and kill some monstery things. They're not monsters, they remind me actually of a thing out of Code Vein, if you ever played that, where there's these kind of almost burning kind of entities that attack you, and they look like that. So I had to go and kill them, which I did with the help of somebody else that was already there. And now I'm going to go and see the commander to get to leave the base. In the meantime, also I have got to pick a level. It happens after you do the bits and pieces to help them out. So these 3 kind of archetypes of characters you can play, 3 kind of builds. From what I understand, I think you can kind of mingle and mix and match a bit later on, so you're not sort of stuck to one all the time. But anyway, these 3, I don't know, I can't remember what they're all called now, but basically one's a ranged, one's a middle ranged, and one's a melee. I didn't pick the ranged because, having seen the enemies, I thought that firing a kind of long range gun at those things as my main thing would be difficult. Long range guns are great if you're doing a stealth mission, or they're great if you are with a team in something like XCOM. The snipers are great, but in a game where you're the only person and you're not doing a stealth mission, they're not going to be good, because you're going to end up being rushed by enemies. And although the melee one had a shotgun, and I love shotguns in games, I didn't fancy myself being a melee, because I don't really like melee. Again, I do it and I don't mind it in bits and pieces, but it's not what I want to be doing in a whole game. And also the middle range one, I think it's called a cultist, had the coolest look. The other 2 both had kind of armour and stuff all over them, but this one had a kind of Wild Westy kind of look, and I think it looks really cool actually, so that's part of it. Another thing about this game, saying that the demony things look like they're out of Code Vein, the actual aesthetic of this, it absolutely reminds me of the Techromancer. If I didn't know what game I was in, and you remove how my character looks, I would think I was in the Techromancer. It just looks so like that, the kind of industrial building look of the area, the fact the graphics are good but not AAA nowadays quality, which is nothing wrong with it, it's just how it is, but it just reminds me of the Techromancer so much, but that's not how I expect the rest of the game to look. I don't think it's all going to be in this facility. In fact, I'm expecting to get sent out of this facility pretty quickly. We'll see what she's going to say.
Good to see you more equipped. Riggs and McCabe do good work. I hope this will be enough to get you on your way. We can't leave by the gates now, but the founder, my grandfather, gave me this key years ago. He said we should only use it when there's no other choice. Well, we are out of choices. Considering you stuck your neck out for us, it seems fitting you do the honors. Take it. There's a terminal downstairs in the main room. Use the key there. With any luck, we can get the thing running.
Okay, so thanks, I guess.
Don't thank me just yet.
So the first thing, or the thing I wanted to say before I leave her, is I did this character build, which I can't... There you can see my hair colour is exactly the same hair colour as she has, and there were many hair colours to choose from, and I managed to get one that looked exactly like the first authoritarian person I met, or the first commander I met. I almost looked like her daughter or her younger sister, so that's just kind of funny. What's the chance of that? Anyway, so yeah, I've been sent off to open the big gate, which I'm assuming is that thing down there you can see straight ahead, because I saw that when I first came into this area, and go off out into the wild and see what's going on. So yeah, I'm gonna continue with this. I will absolutely make another video about it. How soon that will be will depend on how interesting I find the things I find. So if it's something amazing straight away, I might make another video very soon. And if there's nothing much to report other than I'm just going around killing stuff, I will do a video of some of the combat at some point. If I get through any of it, then I'll make a video of that. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. This game has yeah, it's piqued my interest. Often I start a game and very quickly I'm like, no. A game like that was Necromunda Hired Gun, which I wanted to like because I like the other Warhammer games I've played, but it was just not for me. The combat, the way the combat worked, the way it was very fast, not just because it was fast, just the fact it was in first person and the fact it was a certain sort of combat with lots of traversal of walls and things like it was just it wasn't for me. It's not something I could do well, and I was just getting killed all the time. So if it had been third person, despite everything I said, I could probably have done it, but I've never been as good at first person combat as third. So anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming from Remnant from the Ashes. Till next time, take care for now.